Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am Pastor KZ. Let's talk about something today. And I know it may shake some of you, and it's going to make some of you think, but let's talk about it. You will be surprised to know just how dysfunctional someone is. Say it again. You will be surprised just how dysfunctional a person is. Even if you've known them 20 years, you will be surprised about some of the dysfunction, some of the thought patterns that they had, or even some of the trauma they have experienced, some of the things that their issues they're dealing with right now. You will be surprised. See, some people know how to put the best on the outside and look a certain way, and they're trained to say, when you say, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored," and that person is falling apart inside. You will be surprised if you sat and someone really told you the truth about what they're going on. See, they have learned how to function like nothing is wrong. Remember, I said this in one of my videos last year. People learn how to lie really well, especially church folks. Some of the biggest liars are church folks. I know, don't throw your rocks at me. Let me explain. The reason I say some of the biggest liars are church folks is because we are trained, and I'm one of those church folks, grew up in the church. We are trained, don't speak nothing negative, don't give that power, but you're telling a truth. And the only way I'm going to get delivered from this is I got to speak this truth. The only way I'm going to get healed from this is I got to speak this out. Because the words say, "Is there any sick among you? Call for the elders of the church." Am I right about that? See, it does not mean sick just physically. Do you know how many people are emotionally sick? Y'all, depression is a sickness. One of the most undiagnosed things out there in church folks is depression. Because you learn how to say everything is good. You learn how to put the best on the outside. You learn how to just be the bigger person and keep going on. You learn these things very early. So in a sense, that makes you a liar when you say everything is good when it's not. See, some people, you don't understand, this is an oxymoron type situation. Well, you don't want to put that negative out there. You don't put that energy in the atmosphere. Yeah, but I'm going to put this energy in the atmosphere so 2 or 3 of you can come together and touch and agree with me that we can crush this thing that's got me bound. We got to get together and pray this situation. So yes, I am in agreement with speaking out what's going on in a truthful manner and the saints surrounding you in prayer. Because that's what my grandmama and them used to do. When somebody used to say, "Sister Welsh, this ain't going right. I need y'all saints, I need to pray." And I remember the old church mother used to say, "We having a prayer meeting at my house tomorrow, and y'all saints come on over there with your oil, and we gonna surround this sister in prayer. This situation gonna turn around for her." And that's what they did, because she was brave enough to not lie and speak it in the atmosphere, what's really going on. So that is what I mean, that the biggest liars are in the church. It's because we have learned to speak the truth. Now, some people are really messed up, y'all. They look good on the outside, but they are messed up on the inside. You know how many people got so many secrets that they are holding, so much trauma that they have experienced that they have never said out loud. That's why I keep saying, in the church community, all that is taught is to fast and pray about it. It's not taught to seek therapy or go to counseling. It's not taught to journal. It's taught to just open your Bible and God will give you a word. He gives you a word, but you got to do something else. When you see this situation with your mental health is not getting any better, you getting deeper and deeper in despondency, you better pick up that phone and you better call a hotline, or you better get yourself to your primary care physician and find out where you can find a therapist to get some counseling. Because there's some things, and I agree 100% with this, there's some things you don't want to tell your church sisters and brothers, because you got some gossips in the church. So you don't want to tell personal things to them. Because you thinking giving you something that's confidential and we going to pray on it, and the next thing you know, the whole choir know it. The whole praise team laughing at you. You can't even pull yourself together to get in singing the praise team because everybody know your secrets. So some things you don't want to tell your church folks. There's some things you don't even want to tell your family. Okay. Went too far that time. But it's about telling the truth here on this channel. It's about Pastor KZ speaking about things that a lot of people don't want to hear, acknowledge, or receive, but it's still the truth. So sometimes you've got to get counseling from outside sources who don't have, as they say, a dog in the fight. Perhaps you know someone like this. Perhaps you know some people who just putting on the front. That's all they're doing. Putting on the front, just trying to look the best on the outside. And as the older women, I used to hear them say it all the time, my grandmama and them. Baby, I'm just putting the best on the outside. I used to wonder, Mother, what does that mean, putting the best on the outside? She'd say, baby, keep having birthdays, and you'll see what I'm talking about. God knows everything that woman told me. ML, everything ML said to me. I done walked through some of them things. It came to pass just like she said. Now I understand what it's like to put the best on the outside. Put your face on, dress yourself up, and go into that office to work. When everything at home falling apart, I know what it's like to get dressed on Sunday with your Sunday best and go sit up in that church and you done had raised hell all night long in your home. I know what that feels like. I'm talking to somebody who really want to be real today. I'm not talking all of you that don't want to get real, all of you don't want to acknowledge the truth. This not for you today. So, you're pretending that things are okay when they're really not okay. You've done this for so long until it has become normal to you. But let me say this, y'all, the facade has to stop. The facade has to stop. You will be surprised that once you start saying the truth about how you really feel, if you're not having a good day, just say that. Girl, it ain't a good day for me right now. I'm going through a situation. That's when your sister right there gonna pray for you. Well, girl, let me lift my hand towards you and I'm gonna speak it over you. When you can't speak it over yourself, you got to have some people in your circle who can lift you up. It says the strong shall bear the infirmities of the weak. And when you weak, you need somebody who is a little bit stronger than you at that particular moment to speak into you, to pray over you. So it's okay to be honest and say, I don't know how I'm going to make it through this situation. I don't know how I'm going to get through it, y'all. I need y'all prayers. You being honest. Instead of sitting there lying, oh, it's good, everything is great. It's just everything's moving by the power of God. And you messed up. Because you're taught to put the best on the outside. Maybe because in those times you are afraid of the shame. You are afraid of being embarrassed by what is going on with you. You're afraid more so of being judged. The judgment that comes. And you know something? Some of the most judgmental people, they're in the church. And I'm a pastor and I'm speaking a word of truth. Some of the harshest critics comes from the household of faith. And that's a shame because that's where you look for your support. And I always say to people, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. It's not expert opinion. But in my opinion, I always saw the church as a hospital. See, now the church is a social gathering place. Everything is socialized. Everybody, we got a best dress contest. Who got the best hat on today? All of those things. Who parking their car and who getting their car valet parked at the church. That kind of stuff. But I always say some of the sickest people go to church on Sunday. Or they go to Mass. Or they go to Sabbath service for whatever denomination you may be. Or they go to the mosque. Some of the sickest, messed up, dysfunctional people, that's where they go. because they're looking for solace. They're looking for relief. They're looking for support. They're looking to feel a little bit better. And how many times, I'm talking to the Christian people now, how many times you walked in that church one way and you left out the same way you went in? Yeah, the church is supposed to be a hospital. It's supposed to be a nurturer. It's supposed to be where a sick person, whether you physically got ailments or emotional, mental things going on, it's supposed to be a place where you leave out there with a prescription. When that man of God or that woman of God get up there and give you a word, that's your prescription. Now it's up to you to take the prescription and get it filled. But I'm just saying, some of the harshest, most judgmental people is sitting up in the household of faith, sitting up in the sanctuary, because from the moment you walk in, they're judging you. From the way you walk in to what you're wearing, you're being judged. So, and the way you worship, you're being judged. You know, nowadays, if you lift your hand and say, Lord, I just thank you, people looking at you like, well, we don't do that here. You need to tell the usher, tell her to go quiet that down. You got some pastors telling people to hush and be quiet when they get going through, trying to get a breakthrough. You got some pastors getting up there singing and saying, you don't sing with me, I'm singing this. All of that is out of order, and it is not of God. You can't tell nobody how to get their worship on. So people learn to lie, and you don't tell the truth. You learn how to be quiet. You don't acknowledge what you're really going through. That's why you stay in stuff so long, because you're not talking about it, so the dysfunction continues. I hope somebody is getting something today. You don't acknowledge your problems to people. You have to put on this game face, and you cannot admit to not only yourself but to other people, I'm just not happy. It's okay to say, I'm not perfect. My life is not perfect. We need to help each other get past that. And it's okay for you to say, I need some help. I'm struggling with something right now. You know how many people have addictions to whatever devices that they're using? It's because they got dysfunction inside of them, and they're trying anything to ease the pain. It's so many people, people when they say addiction, they only think about substances. Do you know it's people addicted to shopping? They just stay online ordering all this junk every day. The Amazon truck coming to your house, FedEx. You're just ordering stuff. And now you're a hoarder because you got all this stuff that you don't even need, you don't even use, you don't even want, but you're addicted to it because you're trying to have therapy with shopping. That's why people say came up with this little thing. Oh, I'm just going to do some retail therapy. Honey, retail ain't therapy. Going shopping, spending up all your money, burning up your credit cards. That is not therapy. Therapy is when you start getting to the crust of what's bothering you. See, y'all, all of our lives are far from perfect, including mine. It's far from perfect. And we all need help at one time in our life or another. Denial, it's understandable, but denial sometimes become unacceptable because the problem is not getting any better, and all you're doing is getting older and older, and you have avoided talking about or dealing with certain problems, traumatic memories that you have. It doesn't help you heal. And the whole thing about my platform is I want people to walk in a level of healing. And I'm not talking just physical healing. I don't know what it is, but I know I am called to minister to people who are sick emotionally, people who are sick spiritually, because you know what? Those two go hand in hand. I don't care who you are. Sometimes you have prayed and prayed and prayed yourself out. Have you ever got down to pray and it's like, Lord, I don't even know what else to say. Lord, I'm just so broken right now and so messed up right now. I don't even have the words to pray. It's people that go through things. So you've got to understand, it's time for the dysfunction, for you to start dealing with that dysfunction. And it's okay to have your breakdown moments, but sometime in the midst of a breakdown, a breakthrough begins to happen. And believe me, They used to sing a song, glory, glory, hallelujah, since I laid my burdens down. See, that's a verb right there. That means you actively turn it aside. I got to lay this aside. I got to lay my burdens down. And you will be surprised how better you feel. But again, like I say, you'll also be surprised as so many people got so much dysfunction. Get yourself focused, find your balance, and no matter what, prioritize your peace. Always walk in favor as I do. At the end of the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Comment. Give me some comments. The comments not only help me, but the comments help you. All of you who are watching, and you all can establish a banter between yourselves, and you might learn something from each other. So comment, like the video, share it with other people, and also if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You all be well, be blessed. Things will get better. I'll see you tomorrow.